which is invaluable. This is actually a fall detector and can be added on to this system for an additional cost. And the way this works is it's worn, it's like a beeper, and it's worn on the belt. And if someone leans over and accidentally passes out and they're not able to push their button, this will activate automatically. And if it was an error, somebody just leaned over to pick up a newspaper from the floor, they have a couple of seconds to push the button to indicate it was an accident. I didn't mean to push it and I'm fine. So this is worn on the belt. If someone leans over so it goes horizontally and it has impact, then it automatically activates. This is wonderful for people who have a lot of falls, have MS, ALS, CP, have difficulty transferring from wheelchair to walker to bed, and the risk of falling is great. This is a wonderful, wonderful feature.
I'm wondering if they would, I know they go this way. A friend of mine who's a wheelchair user fell this way.
Yes.
Do you know if they'll be?
It would still work that way, because as soon as it goes horizontal and there's impact, doesn't matter whether it's forward, sideways, or backward, it will automatically activate.
Do you have any questions about that, Doris?
No, I think that is a great thing.
Isn't that great? It really is wonderful for people who are prone to falling. Now this one is really the remarkable one.
That is interesting.
This is a monitored medication dispenser. And the key here is that it's monitored, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this one. This starts with an organizing pad. Some people are generally used to those little strips, those little cups that they put their medications in. But I'm sure you're aware that people are using more and more medications these days, and it's very hard to stay in control of what you're taking at what time. So this starts for the caregiver with an organizing pad, and you can see that it has the days across the top and the times down the side. And we use the standard little medication cups that you see always in the hospital and that are always used. And so the way this works is the caregiver loads the little cups of cups into this organizing pad and then fills the cups. When the cups are all filled, they take the cup out of the organizing pad, seal it, and then load it into the canisters of this system. And then they program it. And it's not like a sophisticated computer that's difficult to program with lots of keys like F1, F3, F7. There are like 5 keys on this pad. If we open this up, this is actually the inside of the system and has canisters into which you load these cups. And at the after the system is loaded, it has backup battery again. Okay. And then this is the keypad. It has like 7 keys on it, and the keys say help, set up, run, load. Very easy to understand. We have a technician who goes out and helps set this up. The technician does not touch the medication, but can walk you through setting up the system. There's also an 18-minute video and some workbooks that go with it, but it's very easy to load. So then the cups are loaded in here. It's programmed to provide the cup at the appropriate day and the appropriate time. The caretaker will then lock this compartment and take the key so that it can't be tampered with. Right. And it's always a locked compartment. And at the appropriate time, what happens is a nice woman's voice. It's not a computer voice that's difficult to understand, but it isn't the caregiver's voice, as in the case of this one. And at the appropriate time, what happens is the voice says, time to take your medication, push button to dispense. And she says that about every 2 minutes for 45 minutes. When the subscriber hears that, the subscriber simply comes over. This is also a one-line display saying that there's a message, time to take your medication. This flashes red, and the subscriber simply needs to come over and push the red button. When the subscriber pushes the red button, the cup of medication comes down this chute and comes out of the canister. And you can also program with it messages such as take with food, may cause drowsiness. It's really quite remarkable. Here's something they've thought of. If the caregiver, after 45 minutes, has not pushed the button, she goes into the next generation of notification. But this time, her voice is preceded and followed by a little beeping sound, which makes it a little more annoying if someone refuses to get up from in front of the TV. And so then they can come over and push the button and get their medication. If after 90 minutes they have not pushed the button, then they've missed that dose. And what happens is the cup will then not come down but go into a loading ramp, and the system then calls the caregiver to let them know that they haven't pushed the button to get the medication. So you can't get away with not getting your medication. And the system it's very sophisticated. It lets the caregiver know when they're running out of medication. If a caregiver would like to take her mom out for lunch, and she normally would take medication at that time, there's an early dose key. So the caregiver would simply unlock the compartment and hit the early dose key and get the cup of medication that she needs during her lunch hour. What happens is it can deal with 6 cups a day, and it takes only tablets or capsules, no liquid, and 1 cup a day must come down. So if the schedule might be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday medications, on Tuesday and Thursday you might be able to do vitamins or even a dummy cup. Okay, it's quite a remarkable system, and this also has a backup battery of from 18 to 20 hours, so that if indeed the power is out, this will still run and not lose its program. And it can take almost a month's worth of medication, so you don't have somebody coming every couple of days to worry about programming the medication cups.
Wow.
Excellent, excellent system.
See.
Isn't it amazing what technology?
Genius.
I think it's particularly unique because these needs exist.
Yes, they do.
And the technology is finally reaching the people who need it in a simplistic form.